Got it? Now, is the sun lying along the horizon?
Yeah, it is.
Good, good, that's marvelous. Now, we read the observed altitude of the sun here. It's measured in degrees, minutes, and seconds of arc.
What's arc?
Jonathan?
Uh-oh, here she comes.
She's not coming. She's here, and you still haven't done your homework.
Well, that's all right, madam.
Captain, please. Jonathan, this is the third time it's happened this week.
But, Mom, the captain's showing me how to shoot the sun.
I'd like you to shoot downstairs. Now, come on.
Now, madam, far be it from me to interfere.
But you intend to.
Well, I was going to say that learning to operate a sextant is really highly educational.
Well, everything you teach him is educational, but he still has to do his homework.
Well, this is much more important than his blasted homework.
And while I'm on the subject, Captain, his teacher has informed me that his language is getting a little too salty for the schoolroom.
Madam, do you want this child to grow up as a mollycoddle or to be a man?
Captain, I would appreciate it if you would not interfere in this.
You don't seem to realize that I'm just as interested in his education as you are.
Well, that's fine. As long as his education doesn't interfere with his schooling.
Madam. Very well. Blast.
Sure about this. She was awful mad.
A thoughtful gift will melt any woman's anger, and your mother is a very womanly woman.
What does that mean?
Well, it simply means that you'll have to take my word for it, Jonathan. Now, in you go.
What do you want me to?
Jonathan, it's all right, lad. It's all right. No one else can see or hear me. Why is it that modern women all want to look like men? I admit there's an advantage to being male, but in my day, women were quite pleased with their dependent positions. Men wanted to protect them because they were feminine.
I try to protect my sister.
Good lad.
If I don't, she beats me up.
She does. You know, Jonathan, there's nothing in this store, nothing in this store to suit your mother's charm and femininity.
How about a great big box of gumdrops?
Jonathan, I see your mother coming down a long staircase, a long formal staircase, dressed all in lavender and lace, with a great big picture hat. Just a minute. That's it. That's it. A perfect gift for your mother. It conjures up pictures of promenades in the park.
It's sure a funny-looking umbrella.
Huh? Well, that's not an umbrella, Jonathan. It's a parasol. Truly feminine. Just like your mother. Now, summon the storekeeper, and we'll strike a bargain.
Mr. Wilkins?
Don't appear to be too eager.
Right.
Well, you made up your mind, Sonny?
How much is this?
Now, what would you want with a thing like that? Let me show you some model planes we just got in.
How much is it?
You really want it, eh?
Well, of course we want it. Blast it.
Well, I have to think. But it ain't cheap.
Well, how much, man? How much?
Well, I could let you have it for, say, $37.50.
It's a deal.
It's a deal.
We don't give credit, you know. Strictly cash and carry.
You better give me some money.
No, Sonny. You'd better give me some money.
Fortunately, I haven't got any money.
How can you buy something without money?
You can't. That's the beauty of the free enterprise system.
I'll get some money somehow. Ask him to hold it until tomorrow.
Wait, Mr. Wilkins. We can get I can get the money somehow. Would you hold on to that until tomorrow?
Well, I suppose so, but you'd better hurry up because these things are going like hotcakes.
Ah!
What's that, Captain Gregg?
Scrimshaw, lad.
Scrimshaw?
Ivory from the great blue whale. And it's carved by hand, see?
Gee, that's neat. Is it worth a lot of money?
Well, it cost $1 in 1847.
I bet you we can get $2 for it now.
I think we might be able to do better than that. Because of inflation.
What's inflation?
It's an elementary principle of economics. Now, let's see. Well, to simplify it, it means that my dollar in 1847 is now worth probably $37.50 today. And that just happens to be the price of that parasol.
Do you think they'll make you a swap at the store?
Ollie Wilkins doesn't strike me as being the kind of man who has a feel for the leisurely art of barter. But there is another way. However, I'm going to need help.
I'll help.
Will you? Remember, this is to be a surprise for your mother.
Sure.
Which means that we have to keep all our dealings secret.
Do you want me to take an oath of secrecy?
Well, I think your word might do.
We can make a pact and sign our names in blood.
I'm afraid I can't do that anymore.
Jonathan, you gave me a start.
I'm sorry, Mr. Tuttle.
Look at the dent in that table. Just look at it. And the hot water's taken the finish right off.
I didn't mean it. What are you doing?
I'm antiquing this table. Tourists pay more when things are antique.
That's not fair. You get paid for things that I get punished for.
Well, some folks just don't have an eye for art. Now, what can I do you for?
I brought this.
Looks too shiny, don't it? Get me a piece of that coal over there.
I want to sell this.
Oh. Handsome piece of work.
It's worth at least $37.50.
At least. But let me check it out in the back.
Smooth sailing, lad. Easy as finding fins on a flounder.
Do you think he'll buy it?
He's hooked, lad. He's not quite ready to be hauled in yet, but definitely hooked.
Mrs. Muir? Deke Tuttle.
Oh, hi, Deke. How are you?
Can't complain, Mrs. Muir. You?
Fine, thank you. Can I help you?
Nope, got all the help I need. Just thought you should know your boy's down here.
Oh, is he bothering you?
Nope. Fine boy there, Mrs. Muir. Good as gold.
Well, thank you.
Oh, one other thing. Okay for him to sell that scrimshaw?
That what?
Scrimshaw. Piece of carving he just brought in.
Well, if you're nice enough to buy it, it's all right with me.
Well, just thought I'd check, seeing as how it's such a valuable piece.
Valuable? How valuable?
Oh, roughly, right about, not saying that I'd pay that much for it, but there are folks that might pay, let's say, $500.
$500?
Mind you, I didn't say I'd pay that much for it.
Deke, it's not for sale. I'll be right down to pick it up, and my fine boy.
Madam, I believe there's been a misunderstanding in this household.
More than just a misunderstanding. I seem to have a 6-year-old fence on my hands.
No. Jonathan is a fine boy.
Well, that's what everybody keeps telling me, but I haven't been able to handle him lately. I failed somewhere. He refuses to tell me where he got this or why he was trying to sell it. I didn't know what to do, so I sent him to his room.
I think I can clear the matter up.
You can?
Yes. Actually, I gave that piece of scripture to the boy.
You gave it to him?
Yes, so there's no reason for you to worry about it anymore, nor to confine him to his room.
Well, then why was he being so secretive? Why was he trying to sell it?
Well, some childish notion, I dare say. I'd venture to guess that the boy's motives were blameless.
Captain, do you realize that this is worth $500?
$500?
Now, I think that was bad judgment on your part.
Madam, it wasn't a matter of judgment.
What was it then?
More of a matter of inflation. Simply a matter of inflation.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh, don't you get any nearer.
Now, Claymore, you don't think that I would ever do anything to harm you, do you?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, you would.
You say that when we both bear the great name.
That's true. Now, that is perfectly true. I mean, it's almost an admission that we are related.
Yes, it is. Almost, isn't it?
But only last week now you called me a sniveling misfit.
You mustn't be misled by my gruff manner.
Mustn't I?
No. After all, my real feelings for you are revealed by the fact that I come to you in my hour of need.
Need? You mean, what is it you need, Captain?
A loan.
A loan? You? You want me to lend you money?
Just $37.50.
A loan, you say? Mm-hmm. Very interesting. I should be more than happy to accommodate you, Uncle Daniel, since, as they say, it is in the family. However, unfortunately, business comes first.
Meaning?
Meaning I cannot give you a loan without collateral.
Yes, I assumed that, Claymore. Here is my collateral.
What is this?
A very valuable piece of scripture from my personal collection.
No, I'm sorry. I cannot accept this as collateral.
Why not?
Because as your legal heir, it belongs to me already.
In the first place, you are not my legal heir, because I didn't leave a will,
No.
and consequently didn't leave an heir. But if I had left a will and you were my heir, I wouldn't have left a blasted scripture to you.
You better be nice to me or you won't get that loan.
This carving was appraised at over $500.
I am not...
All I'm asking is a loan of $37.50.
$500, you say?
I'd call it good business.
I certainly would call it good business. Lovely. Now, you understand that if you fail to repay the loan in a reasonable length of time, you forfeit this collateral.
I understand.
All right? It is a deal. I'll get the money. $37, Captain.
And 50 cents, Claymore.
And 50 cents, Claymore.
Always a pleasure to do business with you, Claymore.
Thank you, Captain. Now, just a moment, please. What should we call that reasonable length of time?
50 or 60 years?
Hello, County Museum. May I speak to the curator, please? Oh, yes, thank you.
Hi, Claymore. Just came by to pay the rent.
I'll be right with you, Mrs. Muir. Very, very important call. Hello? Hello, this is Claymore Gregg. Yes, how are you? Fine, thank you. Well, I was wondering if you'd be interested in adding a very valuable old object to your collection. Uh-huh. A very beautiful piece of scrimshaw. Uh-huh. Well, since it's for the public, I wouldn't ask much. Say about $500. Fine, yes. Well, that would be fine. Friday is just perfect. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Bye. I'll get the rent book, Mrs. Muir.
Claymore, are you trying to sell a piece of scrimshaw?
Maybe.
Well, I know it's none of my business, but, could I see it?
It's all locked up, Mrs. Muir. I'm sorry.
Well, could you tell me where you got it?
From a friend.
A friend.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Claymore, I might like to buy that scrimshaw.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Muir. It is not for sale.
Well, you were just trying to sell it a minute ago.
Well, I mean, it's not for sale just to anyone.
Well, why not?
Well, my friend might find out. Here, thank you so much.
Candy, is this yours?
Does it have my name on it?
Well, no one's name's on it.
Oh, let's open it.
That wouldn't be right. But we could shake it.
Jonathan!
What's he done now?
I think he sold his gift.
Oh, I don't think so. It's upstairs.
No, Claymore has it.
Is that who it was for?
Martha, what are you talking about?
The gift.
Well, so am I. Jonathan sold it.
Then what's it doing upstairs under his bed?
The scrimshaw?
What are you talking about? Well, why don't you open it?
Well, ordinarily I wouldn't, but in this case I think I will.
It's a joke, a gag. Now, what would Jonathan want with a thing like that?
I don't know. It's such a silly thing. Oh, I do know. That's why he sold the scrimshaw. He wanted to buy me a present.
A present was not your birthday.
And no, he's trying to make up with me.
Make up or get even.
I better put it back until I decide what to do. I don't know whether to spank him or thank him.
I'll keep an eye out for Jonathan downstairs.
Ah, so you found my gift.
Your gift?
Yes, it was meant to be a surprise.
Oh, well, it certainly is a surprise. I thought it was from Jonathan.
Ah, the lad was merely assisting me. It's rather difficult to transact business in my present state, you know.
Well, what's the reason for the gift? What's the occasion?
Well, no occasion, but many reasons. Interfering in Jonathan's homework needed some sort of explanation, I felt. So I decided on a gift as a substitute for words.
Words of apology?
Certainly not. Words of appreciation for your being here in Gull Cottage. So I decided to get something lovely, feminine, and graceful. Something suitable for you, for all of those things and more. And of course, now you've spoilt the whole thing in your typically feminine way.
Oh, what have I done?
Well, you've got me saying words that the blasted gift should have said for me. There, take it. Use it.
Thank you, and I certainly will use it when the proper occasion arises.
The sun is very strong today.
Today? Well, I'm going to be very busy shopping.
Perfect. What could be more delightful than to watch a beautiful woman strolling graciously down the avenue, twirling her parasol?
What a lovely idea. Well, I'll take it with me.
Splendid. I'm awfully sorry I shan't be able to escort you. But of course I'll be with you, in spirit.
Are you returning it?
Certainly not.
They probably wouldn't take it back anyway.
Martha, I'll be home in a few hours.
You're not taking that with you.
You mean the parasol? Why not? It's a sunny day.
I wouldn't even use it on a moonless night.
I think it's charming.
Well, 10 minutes ago, you thought it was a silly old thing.
Martha, you misunderstood.
Oh, if you're worried about Jonathan overhearing and having his feelings hurt, he isn't anywhere
Martha,
around.
I think we should just drop the whole subject. I'll get it, Martha. Hello?
Hello.
Who's this?
This is Claymore Gregg. Who is this?
Oh, Carolyn Muir.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Muir. What can I do for you?
Well, I don't know, Claymore. You just called me.
No, you called me.
Claymore, my phone just rang.
Well, my phone rang first, Mrs. Muir.
Well, it must have been a mistake of the phone company.
Well, that's nothing new.
Well, thanks for calling, Claymore. Or answering, or... well, whatever you did. Parasol.
I'd like you to have that. It's old without being old-fashioned.
It's beautiful, Captain.
Not at all a silly old thing.
I really am sorry. I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
I know that, madam.
Well, I don't want to now, but I can't accept such a valuable gift.
Valuable? It's a mere trifle, Mrs. Muir.
$500 trifle.
It wasn't in 1847. It only cost me $1.
That this piece of scrimshaw is worth more than 8 big ones, baby. That's $800 to you.
Them things never bring more than $150 tops.
But since we're friends, Deke, I'm letting you have it for $700.
That won't keep us friends for long.
You're skeptical now, but just wait until you see it.
Mighty small for scrimshaw.
But big enough to hold one key. You can't take too many precautions with scrimshaw as valuable as this. Pardon me, please. Believe me, you've never seen one like it.
No, can't say that I have.